All right, here we go. We have a hip hop legend in the building, Juvenile. Welcome to Vlad TV.
Hey man, my first time. Glad you have me.
Oh man, I'm such a longtime fan. When 400 Degrees came out, I felt like that really changed hip hop as a whole.
Hey man, thank you for the comment, man.
Oh yeah, and then so many hits since then, and such a big impact in general that it's really just an honor to actually sit down with you.
Hey, it's all love.
All right, it's our first time here. I want to start in the very beginning. So you grew up in New Orleans,
Yeah, yep.
okay? Magnolia Projects.
Magnolia Projects, really the whole uptown a little bit. I had a grandmother stayed in the Melphamine Projects. My mom and my dad's mother stayed in Magnolia Projects, so kind of like backwards and forward.
Okay, Magnolia Projects has been spoken about, in music so much, but being a kid and growing up there, what was it like?
I would kind of compare it to like growing up in the Bronx or Harlem somewhere. Being in low income area, high crime. You know, school right there in the project. My middle school right there next to the project. Um, Pretty much everybody out there in my neighborhood, we pretty much looked at ourselves as brothers, especially if we was outside of the hood. If we go somewhere else like a party or a DJ, we stuck together. But growing up in the project, it was rough, man. We had it rough, man.
As a kid, when you're growing up like that, you don't really realize that you're poor or you're in the projects up until a certain situation starts to happen.
Yeah.
What was the situation that made you realize where you really were?
Man, probably coming from school and seeing my furniture on the sidewalk. I think that's probably the lowest of the low, getting put out the project. And feeling like, that there's nowhere else to turn, being embarrassed amongst your peers, but embarrassed, not embarrassed like you would be if you lived in a rich neighborhood because, everybody in that neighborhood is used to, being financially straight. In the projects, everybody poor. It could happen to anybody. So you don't get criticized or, people don't look down on you when things like that happen. They tend to reach out and help you. And that's what I am. I'm a product of that. A lot of people reached out and helped me.
I mean, in terms of the violence, like what were some of the most violent things you saw growing up?
Murder, 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 man. All the time. I done had friends I went to parties with get murdered. I done walked outside, seeing, outside playing with my partner, see somebody get shot up right there, in the middle of our football games. I done had cousins got murdered. I done seen cousins murdered. I done seen every kind of murder you probably won't see done with a handgun or a rifle. I done seen shootouts and seen, multiple people get killed at the same time, and I done came from dancing. The homie I was with ran and got under the house and got shot up. I done had so many incidents with murder. That's all I could think of basically when I think of my childhood.